Hi guys, today is the 4th of August 2019 at 31 minutes past 5 in the morning over here in the UK. Quick interpretation video. Here we have, as I've talked about in the previous video, the 8th character, 2 marks above his head indicating August the 11th. He's also the 9th character, including the girl, indicating 9/11. If we just go back for a second, we also have in that scene, when it goes dark, the rabbit lighting up and he's still looking at the 8th character. Obviously he's not moving. The indication of the darkness happening and the emergency lighting kicking in indicates that something's happened to the electricity, maybe something to do with the power grid, maybe something even bigger, EMP like, but I'm not sure. I don't think emergency lighting would work in an EMP situation. Maybe not, but either way, 8/11 seems to be connected to the electricity going out. The video I posted before about the shooter's name from the shooting in El Paso, Texas, his name being Patrick Crucius, translating to US Circuit Spark or US Spark Circuit, whichever way you like to put it. Again, one suspect, 18 killed was the first numbers that they were putting out. That's 8/11 backwards. And again, his name connecting to US Circuit Sparks. Seems like those two references are connected with the power going out on August the 11th. Whether that's nationwide or, you know, in a large scale but local area. Then the apple rolls over. We've got torchlight following it. So again, we're still in darkness here. On the apple, we've got the volcano. And the volcano's erupting, and the lava's also coming out at the bottom there. I believe this connects to a number of volcanoes, but for this interpretation only, I'm looking at Kilauea, and the reason being, again, 15%, why? The reason being because Obama is from Hawaii. We get a double reference that this is connected to Hawaii with, one second, with the 2 seeds on one side and the 1 seed on the other side, and also the figure 8 in the middle, connected by the roots from the seeds. Now, as we know, the 21st of August was the date that Hawaii was admitted to the Union, so that's significant if we've got 2 references to Hawaii with Obama and the date of 21/8. But also have to remember that they like to do things backwards, and Obama's looking at it from the opposite perspective. So he would be seeing 1, 2, and the number 8, which is August the 12th, if we're looking at it that way. Possibly December the 8th, but we'll look at August the 12th. So we've got August the 11th, referenced by the 8th character with the 2 marks above his ears and the white rabbit looking at him, and then the darkness happening, indicating some sort of blackout. And then we come over to Hawaii and the volcano erupting, signified by the lotus flower, possibly on the next day, August 12th, which is, as I've mentioned before, one of the worst scenarios. You don't have communication, you don't have power, a tsunami comes in, you're less likely to, you know, be prepared if you weren't already preparing for that kind of situation once the power had gone out. So look out for August 12th. Following after August 11th, if there is a blackout, there could possibly be an eruption of Kilauea, which results in the Helena slump splitting off, which is indicated by the apple splitting in half. Remember, the volcano's on the apple, so that means the volcano splits, and then the tsunami being generated. To continue, we kind of get an explanation in animation of how the volcano erupts with the sweat bead on Obama's forehead. Sweat is made up of water, so let's just say it's a droplet of water. And I've said before how Obama's nose makes up a volcano. You can see that there, and on the top you've got a little patch here which indicates a lava flow. If that was orange, it would be very clear. The dark circles around his eyes indicate ash cloud floating off to the left and to the right, and that's positioned right at the top of the volcano where there's little patches where the lava's flowing out. And then these little marks that are above his eyelids are magma ejections. So you've got the full volcanic eruption scene there, the volcano, the lava on the tip there, the ash clouds and the magma ejections. And what causes it, I believe, water. Now obviously there's two hurricanes that are one passed by to the south of Hawaii just yesterday or a couple days ago. That was Hurricane Eric. Hurricane Flossie is making its way towards Hawaii at the moment. Haven't checked its track yet. It may head towards, I don't think it will hit as a full hurricane either way, probably dissipate into a tropical storm, but rain will still be a factor. So keep that in mind. Water, volcano, Kilauea, possibility of that causing an eruption. I'm going to come back to it. And then we come outside the classroom and we get another indication to the number 11 and the power going out in the towers off to the right here. As you can see, the lights up here, they go out just before the tower collapses. And that's, again, possibly a representation of the number 11 there, maybe giving us another reference to August 11th, the power going out. In the background, there's a little cone there, you can see in that circle, and above that cone is the dark clouds, or what I'm interpreting as smoke and ash, coming from what would be the volcano. And then off to the left here we have the tsunami wave. In the middle we have the shark with the open mouth and the eye just here in the middle here, and that could be a connection to the monster shark that was found recently, but the common interpretation is that's connected to submarines, or a submarine at least. North Korea has recently finished building their submarine, a rather large one, and if the size of the shark here in reference to the tsunami wave indicates a large submarine, then it could be North Korea. I've often interpreted this tsunami wave coming from the west just because it's positioned on the west side of the screen. The north would be here, east would be here, west, south, sorry, and the west. So this, I believe, would be the tsunami in the Pacific. And just down here you can see this little shape just here and this little shape here. These are also submarines. They're referenced as, whales. This is a smaller whale shape, smoother, darker shape here, and then you've got a more shark fin like shape just there. So I think this is the east coast they're interpreting just here, kind of both coasts in one scene, the west and the east. This shark and whale reference would be Russian submarines, yeah, Kula class and the other class I forget. That research was done such a long time ago. What was I going to say? Yes, so all of that, August 11th and then August 12th. Looking out for those things. Going back to the water causing the volcanic eruption, we have a news report that was published just a few hours ago, 4 hours ago, and it says water discovered in crater of Hawaii volcano could trigger explosive eruptions. The other possibility is that the magma rises rapidly, so I'm going to read a quick bit of this report. Water's been discovered inside the summit crater of Hawaii's Kilauea volcano, a development which could make future eruptions, explosive eruptions, more likely. Researchers confirmed the presence of water on Thursday. The question is, what does this mean in the evolution of the volcano? When water reacts with lava, it can cause explosive eruptions. Scientists are unsure exactly how the water's appearance will change the volcano's behavior. It is possible that the lava could heat up the water, eventually leading to a lava lake. Smaller explosions are also possible. The other possibility is that magma rises rapidly. That could produce a larger explosion. The USGS officials stressed that there is currently no reason to think hazards at the summit have increased or decreased because of the discovery of water. Kilauea has a history of alternating between long periods of explosive eruptions and times of slower, so-called effusive phases. Scientists believe the next explosive period will come before a massive collapse of Kilauea's crater floor. So even the scientists, the USGS scientists, are kind of hinting that there will be some form of collapse, a massive collapse. They're saying Kilauea's crater floor, but we're saying more likely the Helena slump and a large slice of the big island in general, generating that massive tsunami that we see interpreted in the iPet Goat 2 video in this wave just here. So again, just going back into the classroom for a second, that is what I think is being interpreted here. We've got a V on the droplet here. Now that could be a reference to, you know, volcano and water connecting together, but it obviously drops down Obama's nose, which I've already pointed out is, you know, connected to the image of a volcano. I'm also I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I'm also interested, I guess, in the way that they've drawn the nose with a slight kind of definition just here. It seems like a sideways collapse kind of thing, sort of like a Mount St. Helens sort of scenario. So that could be part of the volcano's collapse. Again, something to look out for, possibly on August 12th. If on August 11th something does happen in association with the electricity, the power or the lights. So you guys, that was my running interpretation of the iPet Goat 2 video, how I think it all connects up from the 8th character with the 11 above his head to the 8 in the apple and the 1 seed and the 2 seeds representing August 12th, and then backwards, that being August 21st, the date that Hawaii was admitted to the Union. Obama, clearly from Hawaii, volcano makes up his face, a volcanic eruption makes up his face, and outside we see possibly the result of what happens when that volcano collapses, the massive tsunami heading to the west coast, and then on the east coast, sorry, at the same time on the west coast, the possibility of, you know, a submarine approaching, and then on the east coast, I don't know, at the same time or maybe later on, but submarines also approaching on the east coast. I hope none of that happens, you guys. I pray against it. May the Heavenly Father bless us. Have a good morning, have a good evening, have a good afternoon, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.